Yo, what is going on? Cover One Crew, welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good as always. It is Monday. Y'all know what time it is. Mock Draft 2.0 on the Mock Draft Monday. Talking NFL Draft only a few weeks away. Absolutely getting stoked, excited. Y'all know I love me. Draft season. It is going to be very fun seeing where these players do land. I still got lots of scouting reports for y'all as well. Hopefully you're checking all those out. Getting ready not only for your favorite team, but for your fantasy football team. This is all relative, and it's a very important to understand where these players could go. I mean, it's still going to morph from now until the end of the draft, so let's take a, guesstimate on where these guys could potentially be. Let's start off. Number 1, Tennessee Titans. They are number 1 on the board, like you guys know, looking more and more like the best kept secret in the NFL that the Titans are going to select Cam Ward. And I mean, it should be a foregone conclusion, especially with the fact that the Titans did just cancel. I saw the rumor that they canceled their pre-draft workouts with a Shedeur Sanders and a Travis Hunter. So it's looking more and more obvious that Cam Ward is going to be the new franchise quarterback for these Tennessee Titans. Number 2, high rising up the board after his pro day. Lots of rumors saying it could be Travis Hunter, could be Shedeur. I'm saying it's Shedeur Sanders. Could the Browns really go into the season with Kenny Pickett as their starter? It is a tough bet for a lot of us to believe. Outside of them trading for somebody like Kirk Cousins or another quarterback, Sanders should be the pick here, and I will not be surprised whatsoever. Cleveland Brownies trying it once again with another rookie passer. Number 3, New York Giants. How can they buck the trend here if both quarterbacks are gone and go Travis Hunter? Missing out on Ward and Sanders definitely is going to hurt their cause, but I mean, they got Russell Wilson for the time being. They got a Jameis Winston, so there are quarterbacks that can at least make them somewhat competitive. And I mean, if you're getting Travis Hunter, the best player in this draft, in my opinion, and imagine Travis Hunter with a Malik Neighbors on the same field at the same time, we could legit see Russ become back to vintage dangerous. And I mean, I think it'd make Russell Wilson that much better of a quarterback to be throwing passes to Travis Hunter and a Malik Neighbors. That would be something to watch. Number 4, New England Patriots. They get a gift in this draft if the board does fall the way it does from 1 to 3, and they get Abdul Carter, Penn State edge presence. And I mean, some teams reportedly are worried about the injuries, which could make him slip in this draft. He is probably 1A in my opinion in this draft, between him and Travis Hunter as the best prospects in this draft class. So the Patriots wouldn't even think twice if Abdul Carter does fall to them here at number 4. Number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars take offensive tackle from Missouri. His name's still very difficult for me. I will get it eventually, I'm telling y'all. Membu. It's a very tough name for me. I'm going to fix it, I'm telling y'all, by the time draft season does come. But so many needs, so many issues that need to be fixed on this Jaguars team. I mean, and they got to continue to improve this offensive line. Keep your franchise passer on the field. Continue to develop him in a proper way with a new coaching staff. I think, you can go in many ways. You can build the defense, but I think protecting your quarterback has to be priority 1, and you got to get better protection and play out of this offense. Is Trevor Lawrence ever going to be the guy that we think he's going to be? We will see. Right now, it's not a good resume on him right now, but I mean, getting another offensive tackle that can play ball day 1 would be massive for these Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 6, the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, shock some people. Everyone's thinking it is an Ashton Genty. Hearing a lot of rumors now that, a lot of the pundits, I mean, they're late to the party, y'all. Y'all know that I was a big, huge Omarion Hampton guy, and he was my number 1 running back out of this class. A lot of teams and scouts are saying similar things, saying that Hampton could jump Genty in this draft as well. So I'm just going to say, Ted McMillan going to these Las Vegas Raiders. They need a wide receiver in the biggest of ways. And I mean, if the board does fall the way it does, and the Raiders, I mean, they're going to have their pick, like I'm saying, between Genty and T-Mac, and now with Geno in the mix, the ability for these Raiders to grab a running back in the second round. I mean, you can imagine Brock Bowers, Mayers, T-Mac, and add either somebody like Travion Henderson, Hampton, Judkins, Caleb Johnson. Man, oh man, you kidding me? Pete Carroll would have this offense humming in the right direction in one off season. Stack better players on your board. When you can say, okay, Genty, is he deserving of 6? Maybe. But you go get yourself one of the best wide receivers out of this draft class, and you change your offense immediately and get a quality running back in round 2. Definitely sign me up all day long for that if I am a Las Vegas Raiders fan. New York Jets, number 7. They're going to go with Mason Graham, defensive tackle. Snagging the best defensive tackle in this draft is going to be an absolute no-brainer, rebuilding this defensive front. And I mean, it's paramount. You play somebody like Josh Allen 2 times a season, you got to come after the quarterback and make a lot of plays. Graham falls to them at 7. He is one of the best players in this draft as well, and that's a huge score for these New York Jets. Carolina Panthers at number 8, taking Jalen Walker. Georgia edge presence, and I mean, Panthers, they could rebuild, basically continuing to rebuild, I should say, and I mean, they could add players in any which way they can. Edge, defensive tackle, wide receiver, offensive line, quarterback. They could, they don't need a quarterback because they got Bryce Young, but I'm saying they could add, so many players to this puzzle and make it continue to grow. And if you get somebody like Walker here at the edge presence, adding to the defensive front, it will make you that much more competitive, at least on the defensive side. New Orleans Saints at number 9. They're going to take Tyler Warren. This one I kind of hummed and hawed at because they could use a lot of defense, a lot of edge, a lot of defensive line, a lot of defensive back help. Definitely could use that. But I mean, Saints are still broken when it comes to the cap, still rolling with somebody like Derek Carr. And the defense, they do need a lot of help on the defensive side. But, I mean, you take another weapon like a Tyler Warren, I mean, it's just going to keep you that much more competitive to score points every single week. It would be, kind of a reach type of pick, but I think Warren, it'd be very good with Chris Olave, Brandon Cooks, Rashid Shaheed, Alvin Kamara. That would make a pretty scary offense for Derek Carr and whoever else the next quarterback would be for these New Orleans Saints. Chicago Bears, they get luck on their side, and Ashton Genty falls to them here at number 10. While they did, have it, it's a gift for them to get a Genty here. Sure it is at number 10. But I mean, reloading the offensive line, having guys like DJ Moore, Dunzier, adding a back like Genty to team up with somebody like DeAndre Swift, this would be absolutely music to the ears of a Ben Johnson. He could absolutely recreate what he had in Detroit with an Ashton Genty and a DeAndre Swift. So if he is here, I'd be shocked if the Bears do not take him. Number 11, 49ers taking Will Johnson, defensive back. He's been getting some good hype and some, negative discussions on his game. I mean, D-line could absolutely be in play here by adding more to the secondary is also a massive need as they sustained a lot of losses this offseason on this back end. Will Johnson absolutely adds a plug-and-play defensive back. Year 1 would alleviate a lot of concerns on their back end, and I'm a huge Will Johnson supporter. Y'all know this. Number 12, Dallas Cowboys. While running back is definitely in play still, even though they did sign Javonte and Miles Sanders. You got to think offensive line is the key. We know Jerry, he loves his O-line, his D-line. They could absolutely continue to add on the defensive front as well, but you got to protect your quarterback in Dak Prescott. And I mean, losing Zach Martin to retirement, massive issue in this room. And I'd be shocked if Dallas does not go offensive line here, depending on how this board falls. They should absolutely go in that direction. Number 13, Miami Dolphins. Walter Nolan, defensive tackle from Ole Miss. They could go safety here, but I think, continuing to build out the defensive front is massively important for these Miami Dolphins. Like I said, similarly to those New York Jets, you got to go after Josh Allen. Losing a Holland does, leave a big hole on their secondary at the safety position, but Nolan is a menace in the making and would make this defensive front that much better as well. It's an easy pick for me for these Miami Dolphins. Number 14, Barron, defensive back from Texas. I mean, the Colts, too. I mean, they could go all offensive line here as well, and we could see a little bit of a mini run if the board does fall the way it does for offensive line, but DB help is definitely a massive play here. Barron, he's picking up a lot of steam in this draft process over these last couple weeks, and he would compete as a day one starter as well. Very good game in this man, and I do think the Colts do need some defensive back help in the worst ways. Atlanta Falcons take at number 15. They're going to go Nick Amanawari. I love this kid, safety, South Carolina. Y'all know this. My first mock, I had Amanawari going to the Buffalo Bills. Falcons, they're not bringing back a Simmons at this point, so it leaves a big hole beside Jesse Bates, and I mean, Amanawari is arguably one of the best safeties in this draft class, and he would instantly create another no-fly zone to beef up this physicality. You can move him around. He's a big-time playmaker, making a lot of coverage, a lot of hits, very much active in defensive pressure, so you will see Amanawari. He could be one of the shockers picked early in this draft in the mid-level rounds. Number 16, Arizona Cardinals. They could go many ways as well. I'm going Matthew Matthew Golden, wide receiver. And I mean, the Cardinals, they could go edge, they could go defensive tackle, absolutely. But I think, adding more to help Kyler Murray's cause would be very good. I mean, Kyler was keen on throwing to that star tight end. We know Trey McBride just got paid as well, but you require a true secondary wide receiver on this offense. Wilson's all right. I mean, we got a Greg Dortch always being a filler at good points of his career. But I mean, Marvin Harrison, if he gets a quality, field burner like a Matthew Golden, this would absolutely continue to give them a true deep threat on this offense, make this offense more dynamic, and make it extremely difficult for others to game plan on a Marvin Harrison. This would be good news for these Arizona Cardinals to get a guy like a Matthew Golden. Number 17, Cincinnati Bengals. They will go with a Stark safety from Georgia. He's making a lot of waves as well. A lot of scouts are suggesting that he is the best safety in this class, even over in Amanawari, and I can actually see it as well. Defense, and defense has to be the player for the Cincinnati Bengals. Adding edge to help a Trey, I mean, now that he's holding out for a bigger contract as well, that could absolutely be part of this draft process also. But Starks is a true difference maker. He can line him up all over the field. He can play in the box. He can play back. He is very, very good, and I think Starks would be a great fit for this Cincinnati Bengals team since they lost somebody like a Jesse Bates to free agency a couple years back. And number 18, Seattle Seahawks taking a Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon. Again, lots of trench building for these teams. Lots of good quality defensive rushers in this draft. And I mean, adding a linebacker, I almost could have Jaheed here as well. But I think that he may fall out of this first round because of but he's literally the only top-end linebacker. But I mean, the value's got to be, true number one value. But beefing up the defensive front, I mean, it will not hurt for Seattle. Harmon is moving up boards. He could be a perfect fit for the Seattle Seahawks as they continue to round out that defensive front. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going Williams, edge rusher, Georgia. We saw him tweak he fell down doing his 40 time on his pro day. But, I mean, it's going to be nothing worse for wearing his draft stock. He's kind of, hovering between top 12 to top 20 pick at this point. And the Buccaneers, we know they pride themselves on defense and rushing the passer, and they got many options to make that happen. But Williams, he would be a player that would add a dangerous threat on this rotation and would be an instant fit for these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 20, Denver Broncos, Emeka Egbuka. We know they need some help on certain aspects of this team. But, I mean, they could definitely go running back here, depending on how this board falls, with somebody like Omarion Hampton. But if you go in this direction, I think this could be the play as well. You could add a true difference-making wide receiver slot presence for Sean Payton, which he absolutely does crave, where he is using this mix-and-match, wide receiver room. So many talented guys, speed, but he gets a guy like Egbuka that can actually, make game-changing plays, where he does fall into that Amon-Ra St. Brown category of potential game changers, the way he can, take a lot of receptions, a lot of targets, and he would make somebody like Courtland Sutton smile ear to ear, because a lot of focus would be on an Egbuka, and you can get your running back in the second round and absolutely change everything for Bo Nix in this offense that much more. So I do like Egbuka here at number 20 for these Broncos. Would be an absolute real fit for them. Number 21, Pittsburgh Steelers, Omarion Hampton. So many ways they could go in this direction. Offensive line, quarterback. I mean, are they going to go in the season with the quarterback room they have? Mason Rudolph, really? Could they reach for a Jackson Dart? It's absolutely possible as well. But, I mean, losing Najee, having a Warren, signing somebody like Kenneth Gainwell, you got to take the pressure off, and I mean, getting somebody like Omarion Hampton would absolutely fill the void for a 3-down running back where you could even still split touches with a Jalen Warren, and then maybe what is your goal if you go with Rudolph to tank next year for a Arch Manning? Maybe that's what they're trying to do. So Omarion Hampton at number 21 would be hard discussed to see him drop any further. Los Angeles Chargers taking Donovan. I cannot pronounce his name yet either, so Boston College edge rusher. I mean, losing Bosa, we know this is the biggest one that we know. The needs need to be filled. Khalil Mack does return, but Bosa does leave. But he was a big-time frequenter to that medical room. So you add a player like Donovan who's going to be able to, help the cause. He's a fierce rushing presence, and he would be, again, besides somebody like a Khalil Mack, he would be somebody I think the Chargers desperately require. So many edge rushers at this point in the draft still available, but this guy, Donovan, is an absolute beast and will come after the quarterback. Number 23, Trey Amos, man. Sorry, Bills fans. I know that a lot of the Bills mocks got Amos going to Buffalo. I think he's picking up too much steam and may not get all the way down to the Buffalo Bills. Ole Miss product, defensive back. And I mean, the Jari Alexander situation, the disgruntled attitude, what's going to happen? And that's still up in the air. Double back, snag yourself one of the better young defensive backs in this draft in an Amos. He's got skills for days. I mean, in the secondary, they need to keep moving in the right direction, and he would be a welcome fixture in the Green Bay Packers defense. Number 24, Minnesota Vikings, Maxwell Hairston, defensive back, Kentucky. I'm a huge supporter of this guy. You guys know this. Huge riser up the boards, not only because of his combine abilities, explosive speed, and athletic ability. He's one of the better, defensive backs in this class. Lockdown type of corner. You just wish he was over 6 foot tall, but I mean, fill-in needs on the defensive back end for these Vikings as well absolutely is paramount for them to keep moving forward. Houston Texans, number 25, going Banks, offensive tackle, Texas, and we're ahead of Egbuka here, going reuniting with a CJ Stroud in 1.0. I mean, it's part of the situation where you're adding somebody like a Banks. You have to add because of the losses of Tunsil. Who's going to protect this man? CJ Stroud, who was one of the most sacked quarterbacks last year in the entire NFL. You got to continue to add to this offensive line. I would not be shocked to see multiple picks in this NFL draft going to offensive line for these Houston Texans, as CJ Stroud will be running for his life. They did get Christian Kirk, so it does alleviate the need for some more wide receivers, even though they could grab some later on. Protecting your franchise quarterback is absolutely number one priority. Los Angeles Rams, number 26, going Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State. And I mean, Sean McVay, we could see him add more to the defense, as it was such a good draft class for them last year as well. Would be a no-brainer, but I mean, to your aging quarterback who is basically held together with bubblegum at this point, Matthew Stafford, you got to add somebody like Simmons. He's a big man, athletic, he's got great traits, and would be a fixture to protect your aging superstar quarterback. Number 27, Baltimore Ravens. They get themselves a gift in a James Pierce Jr. Tennessee product. Off-field issues are making this man fall down the board, but Pierce in this process, he is a beast and absolutely should be warranting of a top 15 pick, but he is definitely falling down the board due to off-field issues, and I mean, he should be one of the top 15 pass rushers or top 15 picks in this league, and the Ravens and Harbaugh, they will get themselves another stud product who could be in their rotation for many years to come, and he's an absolute killer getting off that edge. Number 28, Detroit Lions, Mike Green Marshall, another edge rusher. Here's where the edge starts to go as well. Before we get into that second round, you got it. Losing Hutch last year, that was the biggest problem that they did have in their Super Bowl run. So you need to continue to add to this defense. And I mean, getting help, I mean, it's on the defensive, getting after the quarterback, I should say, on the defensive side. Green is a freak, and he will absolutely be a great piece tandem with somebody like Hutch, alongside Hutch, rushing opposing quarterbacks. Mike Green is one of these guys, definitely very twitchy and able to get after the quarterback. Number 29, the Commies, Washington Commanders, going Stewart, edge rusher, Texas A&M. Adding Debo, losing Jonathan Allen, it leaves a hole on the defensive side now where you don't necessarily have to add to the offense in round one, but now continue to add to the defensive front. A premier edge rusher like a Stewart definitely would be here for them, and it would be a great fit for them as well now that they did lose a Jonathan Allen. Defensive back also could be in play here as well, but when you see a guy like Stewart sitting here at number 29, you have to go and pick him up because he is so damn good, and this pick will definitely force the hands of the Commies to go on the defensive front. So they get themselves a replacement for Allen, continue to build his defensive front, and it does look good for these Commies, man. Number 30, Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, my Bills. Kenneth Grant could go defensive back. Losing out on guys like Will Johnson and Amos is definitely going to hurt, but I mean, could Morrison be the pick for the Bills as well as he's going up? But I mean, Bean might be scared off because of what happened with former first-round defensive back in an Elam. So if Grant is here, if a big-time, big-body defensive tackle rests here, I think the Buffalo Bills will say, let's play it a little safe and go with a Grant. He will be an instant help on the defensive front for these Buffalo Bills. Number 31, speaking of Benjamin Morrison, Notre Dame defensive back, he's making a lot of noise as of late. And I mean, he could be one of these guys just like, Thomas and the Chiefs. They need to fill in the void. at the defensive back position. But I mean, Morrison, he's very talented, could make a name for himself playing alongside somebody like a McDuff in a Spags defense. He definitely is one to take notice of. Morrison is a very talented defensive back. And finishing off with the 32 pick, these Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, they could definitely trade out of this pick, out of first round, stack more picks, add more guys in the second and third rounds. But Colston Loveland, tight end, if he does fall here, he may get picked a little earlier. But if he does fall here, the reason is we've seen a lot of discussion with Howie Roseman trying to shop the services of a Dallas Goedert, and this would absolutely be a gift of a replacement for these Philadelphia Eagles to get a Loveland because he is that talented. But there you have it. That is Mock Draft 2.0. I will have one more before the NFL Draft. Call it the final. We might have some draft day trades as well to predict. It's all fun speculation, and we'll see where these guys do land. NFL Draft is coming that much closer. I am loving life because, you know me, I love the NFL Draft, but nevertheless, as always, don't forget that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. What do y'all think of this draft? Where you guys got your players going for your teams? Throw it in the comments. We can definitely talk it out, but we'll see you next time. I am out.